So today we are going to discuss a new topic from our Clostridium species, that is Botulina. Clostridium Botulina. And this word derived from Latin, that is botulus, and that means sausage. And it causes a severe, often fatal form of food poisoning that is named as botulism. Botulism. And it's a very widely distributed saprophyte and is found in soil, animal manure, vegetables and sea mud. The disease has been caused by a wide range of foods, usually preserved hams, large sausages of the German variety, home preserved meats and vegetables, canned products such as fish, liver, and contact with the organism itself is not required. Hence, the disease can be pure intoxication. So this is the general idea of this Clostridium botulinum, and it causes the disease that is named by botulism, food poisoning. And while we talk about the morphology of this species of Clostridium, then this is a strictly anaerobic gram-positive bacillus anaerobic. Okay? Anaerobic. And the measurement is about 5 into 1 micrometer diameter and breadth. Okay? And it is non-capsulated, motile, with Peritrochus flagellas, and produces spores which are oval, subterminal and bulging. है ना? हमने पहले वाले में जो हम बात की थी क्लोस्ट्रिडियम परफेरेंजिनस में, वहाँ पे वो जो स्पोर थे, स्पोर नहीं थे वहाँ पे, एंडोस्पोर थे. तो एंडोस्पोर हमारे वो थोड़े डिफरेंट टाइप के थे, वो उसके साइज से बड़े नहीं थे. जो हमारा वैसिला है रॉड से उससे बड़े नहीं थे, और वो बल्ज नहीं कर रहे थे, और उसके अंदर ही अंदर रह रहे थे. ठीक है ना? यहाँ पे हम इस वैरायटी में देखेंगे ये बल्ज करेंगे, मतलब ये हमारा ये वैसिलाई है. ठीक है? ओवल हो सकता है, इस तरह का हो सकता है. ठीक है? तो इसमें ये सब टर्मिनल है, तो ये ऐसे या ओवल शेप का होगा, तो ये बाहर निकला होगा. दिस okay, the size of the spore will be larger than this. So this is all about the morphology, and now the cultural characteristics. So it is a strict anaerobe, and optimum temperature for its growth, it requires 35 degrees centigrade, but some strains may grow at 1 to 5 degrees centigrade. And the growth occurs on ordinary media, and commonly used media are blood agar, Robertson cooked meat broth, that is also denominated by RCL broth, and we see the colonies on the surface that are large, irregular and semi-transparent with fimbriate borders. मतलब इनके जो बॉर्डर्स होंगे, जो हमारे जो वेसलाइज ग्रुप रहेंगे, वो फिम्ब्रिएट होंगे. एंड when we see on blood agar, then beta hemolysis around the colonies is observed. And on RCM, meat is digested and blackened and gives putrid odor. And when we do the culture on agar, and then we see that all type of types of this Clostridium botulinum except G produce opal sense and pearly effects. So these are all the cultural characteristics. I will again repeat. First, it is strictly anaerobic. The optimum temperature will be the 35 degrees centigrade, but in some cases or some strains it may be even 1 to 5 degrees centigrade. And the commonly used medias are blood agar, RCM, that is known as Robertson cooked meat broth, and the surface colonies are large, irregular, semi-transparent with fimbriated borders. When we see the culture on blood agar, then we see the beta hemolysis occurs around the colonies. And in RCM, meat is digested and blackened and gives a putrid odor. So this is all about the cultural characteristics of this botulinum. And now we will discuss about the resistance. Resistance or viability. So the spores are heat and radiation resistant and surviving several hours at 100 degrees centigrade and for up to 10 minutes at 120 degrees centigrade. जब हम 120 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड तक भी हम इसको हीट करते हैं, तब तक इसके स्पोर्स सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं. एंड स्पोर्स ऑफ नॉन प्रोटीयोलाइटिक टाइप्स ऑफ B, E and F are much less resistant to heat. These are the types of this botulinum: A, B, C, D, E, F, and 5 types. But out of them, B, E, and F are much less resistant to heat. Okay? Otherwise, इसके जो spores होते हैं, वो they can resist up to the 120 degree centigrade. So this is all about the resistance and viability. And now we will discuss about the classification of this botulinism. Classification of this botulinum. So I have earlier told you that there are many types of, and species of botulinum has been divided into serological distinct types A, B, C1, C2, D, E, F and G. And on the basis of the type of toxin produced, the toxin produced by different types are antigenically distinct, but pharmacologically they are very similar. And all types can cause human disease, but types A, B and E are the most common types of botulinum that causes disease in human beings. The toxin produced by different types of Clostridium botulinum appear to be identical except for immunological differences. and the toxin production appears to be determined by the presence of bacteriophages. I have discussed earlier bacteriophages, and again we will discuss about this bacteriophage because it is very important and that is frequently asked in some bioassay and exam in short notes. So the production appears to be determined by the presence of bacteriophages at least in type C and D. So this is all about the classification of this Clostridium botulinum. And now we will discuss about the toxins which are produced by this botulinum. Toxins which are produced by this species botulinum, and this botulinum forms a powerful exotoxin which is responsible for its pathogenicity, जिससे इसकी रोग उत्पादकता बढ़ जाती है. That it differs from other classic exotoxins in that it is not released during the life of the organism but appears in the medium only after death and analysis of autolysis of the organism. It is neurotoxin. It is a type of neurotoxin and acts very slowly and therefore takes several hours to kill. अभी हम बात कर रहे थे कि भाई 120 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पर भी ये इसकी किल नहीं हो पा रहा है. तो दिस इज द रीजन बिकॉज इट्स हैव ए पावरफुल एक्सोटॉक्सिन. ठीक है ना, एंड दे ऑल आर responsible for its pathogenicity. And now we will discuss pathogenicity, and now we will discuss pathogenicity of this botulinum. It is non-invasive and pathogenicity is entirely due to these toxins produced by it. Okay? ये अपने आप में ऐसा नहीं है कि ये इन्फेक्टेड है, लेकिन इसकी जो पैथोजेनेसिटी है वो पूरी की पूरी एंटायरली इसके टॉक्सिन्स के ऊपर डिपेंड करती है. एंड द डिजीज कॉज्ड बाय दिस ऑर्गेनिज्म इज नोन एज botulism, as I have earlier told you, and it is of 3 types. One is foodborne, bone-borne, and infant botulism. तो जब हम बात करेंगे वन बाई वन, नंबर वन इज food botulism, food, and second will be the bone botulism, and third one is infant botulism. And we will take one by one. First of all, we will discuss about the foodborne botulism. And it is due to the ingestion of preformed toxins, and the source of botulism is usually preserved food such as meat and other meat products, fish and vegetables. ठीक है ना, ये इनकी वजह से ये डिजीज पैदा होने की संभावना रहती है. और द सिम्टम्स जो हमारे प्रोड्यूस होंगे दैट यूजुअली बिगिंस 18 to 36 after ingestion of food. इसका मतलब इट इज एन इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड है ना, इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड जिसमें हमारा कोई भी बेसिलस या बैक्टीरिया या वायरस डेवलप होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड. एंड इन दिस केस it will take 18 to 36 hours खाने के बाद, ठीक है ना. And it may, the symptoms may include nausea, vomiting, thirst, constipation, double vision, difficulty in swelling, speaking and breathing. These are the few symptoms that may be produced by this botulinum. And this may be followed by muscular weakness, blurred vision, and death as a result of respiratory failure. And the paralytic ileus, severe constipation and urinary retention are the very, very common symptoms of this botulinum. So these are the symptoms of food-borne botulism. Then bone botulism. This is a very rare condition resulting from bone infections with Clostridium botulinum, and the toxin is produced at the site of infection and is absorbed. हमारा कहीं चोट लगी, इन्फेक्शन हुआ, वहाँ पे ये बोटुलिनम था और वो एब्जॉर्ब हो गया या एंट्री कर गया. And the symptoms are the same as I have earlier told you. The patient may suffer from nausea, vomiting, thirst, constipation, double vision, difficulty in swallowing, speaking, breathing, etc. Besides this, the gastrointestinal components which are always will be absent in this variety. And now the infant botulism, and this disease typically affects infants, younger especially less than 1 year. Infant means the children which are less than 1 year comes under the definition of infant. And the cause of ingestion of Clostridium botulinum spores is contaminated food. देखा वो बच्चे खा लेते हैं, मुंह में जमीन से खाया, मुंह में चला गया, ऐसे चला गया, तो they are more suspected for this infection, and the spore get established in the gut and there they produce the toxins. And clinically the infant botulinum is an acute flaccid paralysis हो सकती है वहाँ पे, and after a period of normal development the infant develops constipation, listlessness, difficulty in sucking and swallowing. चूसने में, निगलने में दिक्कत हो सकती है. And weak or altered cry, muscle weakness, ptosis, आँखें की पलक झपक जाना, with loss of head control. Eventually the baby appears floppy, and in other words we are doctors will call that this is a floppy Cherry syndrome. है ना, इसमें सब कुछ मिलेगा, निगलने में दिक्कत होगी, चूसने में दिक्कत होगी, सर को होल्ड करने में दिक्कत होगी, और कमजोर और एकदम चीखने की बातें आएंगी, है ना, आंखें झपक जाएंगी, और इस तरह के कई सिम्टम्स आएंगे. एंड fulminant forms may resemble with sudden infant death syndrome. That is sudden infant death syndrome. SIDS. Sudden infant death syndrome or crib death. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है ना, बच्चा एकदम एक्सपायर हो गया, मालूम ही नहीं पड़ा, एंड दिस इज may be a cause of the death of infant. And the patient may excrete toxins and appear in their feces, and this toxin is not demonstratively blood. The management consists of supportive care and assisted feeding, and antitoxins and antibiotics are not indicated, but they are not useful, or we are not supposed to use antibiotics, etc. So this is not comes under our domain. We will discuss our homeopathic medicines about this problem, or we treat a children or sick person according to his totality of symptoms. So when we talk about the pathogenicity, we will have talked on 3 points: foodborne botulism, bone botulism and infant botulism. इन्फेंट के मामले में भी हमें समझना चाहिए कि ये सीड्स और क्रेप डेथ का एक बहुत बड़ा कॉज है ना, सडन इन्फेंट डेथ सिंड्रोम. नाउ वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द लैबोरेटरी डायग्नोसिस. And the diagnosis of botulism confirmed by the isolating the organism or detecting the toxins in food products or patient's feces or serum. The specimens we get from feces, in the form of feces, food, vomitus, gastric fluid, serum, and environmental samples, and occasionally bone exudate. These are the sample specimens, and now we will talk about the culture. For the isolation of this botulinum, the specimen is inoculated on egg yolk agar, blood agar, and Robertson bean broth, and culture of heated specimen on nutritionally enriched anaerobic media allows to heat resistant Clostridium botulinum spores to germinate. वैसे तो वो बहुत हीट रेजिस्टेंट होते हैं, लेकिन जब हम इनको न्यूट्रिशनली और heated specimen on nutritionally enriched anaerobic media पर इनोकुलेट करते हैं, तब ये इनकी ग्रोथ हो जाती है. And the strains of Clostridium botulinum associated with human botulinum are characterized by lipase production. ठीक है ना, इसमें एक lipase production होगा. And that appears as an iridescent film on colonies grown on a egg yolk agar. Iridescent. Iridescent film will be appear on colonies, and as well as the ability to digest proteins, hydrolyze gelatin, and ferment glucose. And the presence of bacilli in blood or feces in absence of toxin is of no significance. ठीक है ना, अगर हमें ये मिल भी जाते हैं और टॉक्सिन्स नहीं मिलते, देन इसकी कोई सिग्निफिकेंस नहीं है. एंड द डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन ऑफ टॉक्सिन इन ब्लड or feces will be done by different mode of investigations. So this is all about the Clostridium botulinum, and so I hope you will enjoy this video. Thank you.